A significant number of Americans lack effective financial management skills, often finding themselves broke at the end of each month. This ongoing pattern of overspending leads to financial strain, even for those whose earnings place them comfortably above the poverty threshold. A recent SunTrust Banks Inc. survey found that one-third of higher-income households, earning $75,000 or more annually, are living paycheck to paycheck. Additional factors contribute to this financial instability, such as the average household credit card debt reaching close to $16,000 and troublingly low savings, with 73% of Americans holding under $1,000 in savings. This situation prompts a question. Why do individuals with relatively solid incomes still struggle financially? All right, here's the reason.
Being stuck in a debt trap is a major barrier to financial freedom. When most of your income goes toward repaying debt, especially high-interest debt like credit cards, it leaves little for savings or day-to-day expenses. The debt trap often begins with manageable loans or credit, but it escalates quickly if unexpected costs, such as medical bills or repairs, arise. Relying on additional credit to cover these expenses can spiral into a cycle of using debt to pay off debt, making it difficult to break free. The emotional toll of constant debt is substantial. Stress from financial strain can impact mental health and decision-making, making it tempting to avoid dealing with the debt altogether. Unfortunately, avoidance often leads to late fees, increased interest, and a worsening credit score, locking people further into the cycle. To escape the debt trap, strategies like the avalanche method, paying off the highest interest debt first, or the snowball method, tackling smaller debts for a sense of progress, can be effective. Seeking help from a credit counselor can also be beneficial, as they can negotiate with creditors and help structure a manageable repayment plan. Though challenging, tackling debt head-on can gradually shift your resources toward building savings and financial security instead of losing ground each month. Ignoring big debts can lead to a cycle of financial strain that's tough to escape. When we ignore large debts, such as student loans, mortgages, or credit card balances, we may feel temporary relief, but the interest and fees continue to add up, making the debt grow even larger. This makes it harder to repay over time, draining resources that could otherwise be used for savings or essential expenses. Often people avoid dealing with big debts due to stress, but avoiding debt only makes it worse. Missed payments and accumulating balances damage credit scores, limiting future financial options and increasing costs through higher interest rates. This can impact various aspects of life, from renting an apartment to job opportunities, as poor credit can be a barrier. Facing debts head-on by making a repayment plan can make a huge difference. Options like the avalanche method, where you focus on high-interest debts first, or the snowball method, which targets smaller debts to build momentum, can help you make steady progress. Cutting unnecessary expenses and allocating that money to debt repayment is another effective strategy. Professional help can also be valuable. Financial advisors or nonprofit debt counselors can offer advice on consolidation, lower interest rates, or strategies for repayment. Though it may be intimidating, tackling debt proactively helps reduce financial stress and promotes long-term stability. Ignoring debt may seem easier, but addressing it directly is essential for a healthier financial future. Feeling powerless is one of the most significant barriers to financial growth. When you believe that external factors like your background, the economy, or even bad luck are solely responsible for your financial situation, it can create a mindset that hinders change. This feeling of helplessness can make it easy to give up on financial goals, avoid budgeting, or delay steps to improve your situation, as it reinforces the belief that no amount of effort will change the outcome. Powerlessness often leads to financial stagnation, where people avoid making proactive decisions, stop setting financial goals, and even resist learning new ways to manage money. This mindset can lead to a cycle of passive decisions, like spending impulsively, relying on debt, or not investing in skills and education that could increase earning potential. Over time, these choices keep people stuck, struggling month after month, which reinforces the feeling of helplessness even more. The first step to breaking this cycle is recognizing that you do have control over small choices that can lead to significant changes over time. Start with small, actionable steps like setting a basic budget or tackling one manageable financial goal, such as saving a small emergency fund. These small wins can build a sense of agency, showing that while circumstances may not be perfect, there is always room for action. Overcoming feelings of powerlessness can be transformative, helping you to take ownership of your financial situation and build habits that support a more stable, prosperous future. Though it's not easy, regaining a sense of control, even over small things, can ultimately lead to big changes, helping you avoid the cycle that leads so many to remain poor. Not learning about personal finance is one of the primary reasons people struggle with money, even if they earn a good income. Many people grow up without learning the basics of budgeting, saving, or managing debt, and schools rarely cover these topics in depth. As a result, a lot of people enter adulthood without the skills they need to make informed financial decisions. Without a strong foundation in personal finance, it's easy to fall into debt, live paycheck to paycheck, or overlook the importance of saving and investing for the future. Without understanding how to create a budget, it's challenging to track where your money goes, let alone identify opportunities to save or cut expenses. Without knowledge about interest rates, debt repayment, and the cost of borrowing, credit cards and loans can quickly spiral into unmanageable debt. And without learning about investing, people often miss out on the potential for their money to grow over time, leaving them less prepared for retirement or unexpected financial challenges. Fortunately, it's never too late to start learning about personal finance. Small steps, like reading about budgeting, creating a simple savings plan, or understanding credit, can make a significant difference over time. There are numerous online resources, apps, and books available to help build financial literacy in manageable steps. Building this knowledge empowers you to take control of your financial future, make decisions that align with your goals, and ultimately break the cycle of financial insecurity. Not paying yourself first is a common financial pitfall and one of the biggest reasons many people struggle to build wealth or secure their financial future. The concept of paying yourself first means setting aside a portion of your income for savings or investments before you pay bills, buy groceries, or spend on non-essentials. By prioritizing your own financial growth right from the start, you make sure your future goals and security are covered rather than hoping there will be money left over at the end of the month. When you skip this step, it's easy to let daily expenses and impulse purchases eat away at your paycheck, leaving little or nothing for savings. Without regular savings, unexpected expenses or emergencies can throw your finances into chaos, forcing you to rely on credit cards or loans and potentially accumulating more debt. Over time, this pattern can keep you locked in a cycle of financial instability, living paycheck to paycheck without a buffer to fall back on. Paying yourself first doesn't require large sums. It could mean setting aside just 10% of each paycheck into a separate savings or investment account. Automating this process can make it easier as you don't have to think about it each month. Even small, consistent contributions grow over time, providing a financial cushion and helping you reach goals like retirement, purchasing a home, or starting a business. By paying yourself first, you're prioritizing your own financial well-being and building a foundation that can help break the cycle of financial strain. If you prioritize today's happiness over future financial needs, you're not alone. It's natural to want to enjoy life in the present moment, but focusing solely on today can come at the expense of financial security down the road. This tendency, sometimes called living for today or YOLO, you only live once spending, is when people consistently choose to spend on immediate pleasures rather than planning or saving for future goals. It can mean splurging on vacations, dining out, or buying the latest gadgets without budgeting or thinking about long-term consequences. While enjoying life is important, the problem comes when short-term gratification takes priority over saving or investing. If this becomes a habit, it can lead to long-term financial insecurity. Many people find themselves in debt because they've consistently chosen instant rewards over future needs. The short-term satisfaction of a purchase may fade quickly, but the financial effects can linger, especially if it results in credit card debt or erodes savings that could be growing through investments. Balancing today's happiness with future financial security doesn't mean giving up on enjoyment or spontaneity. Instead, it means setting priorities and boundaries. Building a budget that allocates a portion of income for enjoyment while also contributing to savings or investments is a good way to ensure both today's and tomorrow's happiness. Setting long-term financial goals, like retirement, a down payment on a home, or a travel fund, can also make it easier to see the value of prioritizing future needs. By thinking ahead, you're creating opportunities for a secure and enjoyable life in the long term while still allowing room to enjoy the present responsibly. If you lack an emergency fund, financial stability may always feel just out of reach. An emergency fund serves as a financial safety net, protecting you against unexpected expenses like medical bills, car repairs, or sudden job loss. Without this cushion, any surprise cost can throw your finances off track, forcing you to rely on credit cards or loans to cover immediate needs. The debt that follows can become a lasting burden as interest piles up and paying off balances becomes a monthly struggle. Many people skip building an emergency fund, often underestimating how quickly unexpected expenses can appear. Without these savings, even a minor emergency can lead to major financial disruption. Instead of focusing on saving, people might be tempted to allocate funds elsewhere, spending on non-essentials or making minimum payments on existing debt. But this lack of financial preparation can create a constant cycle of debt that's hard to break, especially if emergencies continue to arise. Creating an emergency fund is one of the most effective ways to protect yourself from these setbacks. Financial experts often suggest setting aside at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This amount can cover basic costs like rent, groceries, and utilities, buying you time and security in the face of unexpected circumstances. Starting small, such as putting aside a manageable amount each month, is better than not saving at all, and it can quickly add up over time. In the long run, having an emergency fund means you're prepared, not vulnerable, and you can handle life surprises without losing financial ground. It's a crucial step toward breaking out of the cycle of poverty, enabling you to manage unexpected costs confidently while maintaining control over your finances. One of the major reasons people struggle with financial stability is the lack of a dedicated emergency fund. Without this financial cushion, any unexpected event, a medical emergency, car repair, or sudden job loss, can become a serious financial setback. An emergency fund isn't just a nice to have, it's a critical part of any healthy financial plan that keeps you from falling into debt every time life throws a curveball. Without it, even those earning a steady income can find themselves spiraling into debt as they rely on high-interest credit cards or loans to cover surprise expenses. Building an emergency fund might seem daunting, especially when other financial needs feel more immediate. But setting aside even a small amount each month can make a big difference over time. Many financial experts suggest aiming for 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses in your emergency fund. This amount offers a buffer that allows you to pay rent, utilities, and basic necessities without immediately resorting to borrowing. And having this money available doesn't just help you handle emergencies, it gives you peace of mind, allowing you to focus on other financial goals and opportunities instead of being preoccupied with what ifs. When an emergency fund isn't prioritized, financial insecurity becomes the norm. Living without a backup plan means you're one unexpected expense away from financial distress, which can lead to a cycle of debt that's hard to break free from. By prioritizing your emergency fund, you build a stronger financial foundation, giving you the flexibility to handle life's uncertainties without losing control of your finances. It's a simple but powerful step toward lasting financial security. Failing to regularly assess and adjust your financial habits is a common reason people remain in financial hardship. If you don't course correct your finances, you may continue down the same path of poor money management, mounting debt, or missed savings opportunities without even realizing it. Personal finance is rarely ever set and forget. It requires regular adjustments to adapt to changes in income, expenses, and personal goals. To get on track, it's important to check in on your financial goals at least once a month, whether it's adjusting your spending, rethinking your saving strategy, or reconsidering how you're handling debt. For example, if you find that you're consistently overspending, this might mean taking a hard look at your budget and cutting out non-essentials, or finding ways to boost your income. If you've taken on new debt, it's crucial to revisit your repayment plan and consider ways to pay it down faster, rather than letting it accumulate interest. Financial course correction also involves learning from past mistakes. Reflecting on what hasn't worked helps you to identify where you might be falling short and make the necessary adjustments. For instance, if you notice that large, unplanned expenses are repeatedly impacting your budget, this might indicate a need for a stronger emergency fund. Regularly refining your approach to finances ensures you're actively managing your money in alignment with your goals and changing circumstances, keeping you on a path toward long-term financial stability. Spending too much on housing is a common financial pitfall, and it's one that can quickly erode your financial stability. Housing is often the largest monthly expense, so overspending here can leave little room for saving, investing, or even covering other essential costs comfortably. Financial experts recommend spending no more than 30% of your income on housing, but many people find themselves paying far more due to high rents, mortgages, or living in areas beyond their means. When you allocate too much of your income to housing, it puts you in a financial squeeze. You might start relying on credit cards for day-to-day expenses, making it challenging to build an emergency fund, contribute to retirement, or pay down debts. This cycle is hard to escape because housing costs are typically fixed, making them more difficult to reduce than discretionary expenses. If you're overspending on housing, it might be time to explore other options. This could mean downsizing, looking into more affordable neighborhoods, or even considering alternative living arrangements like getting a roommate. Reassessing your housing situation can open up more breathing room in your budget, allowing you to allocate funds to other financial goals and helping you break free from a paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle. Prioritizing affordable housing is a crucial step toward financial health and independence. Thank you for watching. Remember, taking control of your finances and making small changes, even just in one or two areas, can create a huge impact on your financial future. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and hit that subscribe button for more content on achieving financial freedom. Join our community by following and stay tuned for more insights on building the life you want one smart financial decision at a time. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.